Hello everyone. Today we will talk about policies in Azure and see a small demo of it. Azure policies lets us create rules which we apply to our resources to tell us whether they are compliant or not. Apart from telling us whether they are compliant or not, we can also deny the creation of new resources if they do not meet our corporate policies. For example, we can create policy wherein we are enforcing tax on those resources. For example, we can say that you cannot create a resource until unless you put a value to a particular tag, like to which department it belongs to. Or we can deny the creation of VMs or any other Azure resource in some particular regions and allow only certain ones. So in this video, we will see a demo wherein we will create a policy which will only allow resources in a particular region. And apart from that, if we try to create a resource in any other region, it should not allow us to do that. So here is my Azure policy portal. I will have to go to the definitions. I will go to the definitions. There are two definitions, initiative definition and policy definition. Policy definition is a single rule. Initiative definition is a set of policy definitions. For example, you can have a policy definition to allow machine in a certain region. We can have a policy to allow certain SKU types. And then we can have an initiative definition which will contain these two policy definitions and we can apply them to our resources. We can apply them to an individual resource. We can apply them to management group. We can apply them to a resource group and they apply to all the resources in the hierarchy below that. We can also specify exclusions. So first of all, let's create a policy definition to allow only certain locations. So we will have to specify the location where we will save this. So I will save it in my subscription. I will name it allow only certain locations. I will save it in this custom category which I created. So this is the default template which I get. So I'm going to save it. So it has been saved. So if I have to search the one which I created, I will select my category, allow only certain locations, and I will edit it. I will edit it to only allow East US2 and West US2. So this is the default template and let's go ahead and edit it. This default policy rule has value of all in the mode, so that means it will apply to all the resources. If we change it to enforced, then it will only apply to the resources which supports tagging. Effect is audit. Audit effect means it will allow the creation of the resource, but it will generate a message, audit message, but we don't want them to be created, so we will change the effect to deny. Here it doesn't give us a list of allowed locations in this allowed locations parameter. So we will specify those allowed values and we'll specify East US2 and West US2. So these are the only allowed values. So we will save it now. Okay, it has been saved. Now we will assign this at subscription level. We can also apply it to our resource groups. So these are three resource group which I have, but let me keep it at a subscription level. And we can specify an exclusion here. For example, it's now at subscription level, but I can exclude any of the resource group. Let's say I can exclude RG1. So we will be allowed to create resources from any region in RG1, but in these two resource groups, only the resources in East US2 and West US2 can be created, but I will not specify any exclusion here. So here is the parameters which I specified. I am going to select both of them and then review and create it. Okay, the policy assignment succeeded. So, but it takes some time for it to work. So I'm going to pause the video and come back and see whether it works or not. Now some time has passed since the policy has been created. So let's test out whether we are able to create any resource or not. So I will try to create a resource group, and I will try to create it in uh, South Africa North. So it should fail. Okay, resource RG2 was disallowed by the policy. So it shows me clearly that this policy allow only certain locations is blocking this. Now let me create a resource group in East US2 or West US2. Let's see that. Let's try in East US2. So it has worked. Now it has created my resource group in East US2. And now if I try to create any resource in it, let me try create a Windows 2016 server and select a region which is not East US2 or West US2, it should fail. So let me pause the video and go to the last page, and I will select the region as Australia Southeast. Here I am on the last page, and it's trying to review my settings, and it has told me that validation has failed because the region I selected is Australia Southeast 2. So we see that how the policy is working. In the hierarchy, I applied it at my subscription level, so it would not allow me to create any resource under my subscription. How about the resources which I already had? For example, I had this RG1 resource group which is in Australia Southeast. Let's see whether we are getting any alert for this or not. So I will go to policy and check for compliance. So it shows that it is non-compliant, and it shows that 18 resources are non-compliant for it. So I'm going to click on it. Here it shows me the compliance for my resources in other resource group AZ100203B-RG and RG1 resource group, which are not compliant because their location is not East US2 or West US2. So this was a small demo on how Azure policy works, and we can have different kind of policy rules applied to check the compliance for existing resources as well as creation of new resources. It's always a good idea whenever you are creating a policy, you specify the effect as audit instead of deny, because if you specify deny and you have made any mistake, there might be scripts which are running for automation, and they will they might fail in creation of new resources. So you specify it as audit, check the compliance on how it's going to take effect, and then later on decide on whether you want to change the effect from allow audit to deny or not. I hope that you have liked this video, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye bye.